Hello lovelies, welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you're returning. Now today I thought I would do a VR to the lovely Marlena Teresa. Now Marlena recently put a video up of 5 things I'm loving, and she put a call out for VRs, and I just thought it was a lovely idea. She spoke about how she really would love to do like the monthly catch-ups, but she was struggling to find a way to do. She said she didn't really want to do the vlog style videos either, so what the solution she came up with was to just pick any moment in time and to talk about the 5 things she's loving right there and then. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to join in. I love that idea. Now I have been vlogging, and I do intend to get back into monthly catch-up videos on my monthly happies. So in this video I thought that I would kind of join in with 5 things that I might not spend the time to talk about in those types of videos. And the first thing I want to talk about, my first of 5 things, is Stranger Things. So the TV show, I don't really watch a lot of TV, and about a year ago I watched the first season of Stranger Things and was completely and utterly blown away by it. I don't watch TV, but when a series grabs my attention, it has all of me, and Stranger Things was one of the shows that really had all of me. I think it's the time it was set in. It felt like absolutely the same time I grew up in. I was born in 1968, so I grew up through the 70s, and the time period that Stranger Things is set in was so recognisable for me. It was just so recognisable. The clothes, the fashions, the houses, the games, the toys, the objects, the bikes, everything, the computer games they were playing, everything was like a nostalgia trip, and I loved it. Plus brilliant acting in the show, brilliant story, brilliant writing. I just loved everything about it. So I got to the end of season 1 and then realised that there was a tarot deck to go with it, and I bought the tarot deck immediately because I was just panicking it might go out of print. But I vowed I wouldn't open it until I'd watched all of the seasons. I think there were 4 seasons, and then I stopped watching it for about, I don't know, a year, 6 months, a year. So this is sat unopened. I still haven't opened it. I've just taken the plastic off because recently I watched the other seasons on the TV, and I'm excited to find out that there's still a season to come. I think we're all waiting for season 5. So anyway, I've caught up to what's available to watch. Absolutely blown away by it all. Just loved every second of it. So I'm caught up on the TV. I've been loving it. So I'm going to open the deck today as part of this video. So it is a VR to Marlena for the 5 favourite things, but I also, as part of this video, I'm going to give first impressions to this deck. So there may be spoilers ahead if you haven't watched Stranger Things, so beware of that. If you don't want spoilers, then possibly don't watch. But yeah, first impressions, I can't wait because this is something I've been loving. I'm so flipping excited to get to finally look at this deck. I am so excited. I've got to say, the card stock is fabulous. Now I think these are pips. I haven't looked at any full walkthrough at all. I just knew that there was a Stranger Things one, but I've seen lots of bike wheels, so I don't know if these are going to be pips. And of course it's a fan deck, so they're often pips. So we are, we've got the minors first. Where are the okay, let's start at the back because it looks like I've got the majors at the back. Oh my gosh, oh look at that, that is absolutely fabulous. Love the image on that card. Have got Will Byers as the Fool. Of course the first character to be zoomed off into the upside down. So oh my gosh, I've just thought, I wonder if, where's the guidebook? Let's have a look. Oh, we do. Oh my gosh, that's absolutely brilliant. As I said, upside down, I thought, I wonder if that's going to be reversed, and we do. The reverse meanings are upside down. I love that. Oh, the magician as Bob. So that's quite a gentle character for the magician, but when Bob turned up to help Joyce when Will went missing, he kind of did feel like an ever-loving solution to all problems, which I suppose is what the magician is. That's so gorgeous. Oh, of course it has to be 11 for the high priestess. It just has to be. Of course the high priestess knows the secrets, trusting your gut instinct, using like all your telepathic skills, your psychic skills. 11 is the only one that could be the high priestess. Okay, the Empress, absolutely. It could be no one other than Joyce for the Empress, fighting to get her son back. Oh my gosh, I love this so much. I am so flipping glad that they put Jim Hopper as the Emperor. Of course, the solution maker, the person that's going to sweep in and make everything right to protect everybody, it had to be Hopper. Okay, the Hierophant. Oh my gosh, Murray as the Hierophant is literally just perfect. Of course, an absolute genius, full of all the knowledge, the one that everybody runs to when they need some answers. Computer genius, maths genius. Had to be Murray for the Hierophant. This is so good. Oh my gosh, and look at the lovers. So you've got 11 and Mike. Of course, it couldn't be anybody else really for the lovers. Okay, the Chariot. Got Hopper's car, police car for the Chariot. Absolutely perfect. It could have been bikes for the Chariot as well. I'm surprised it's the car, but it works. Okay, Strength is... who is this? Max. So yeah, I can see it for Max, especially as the seasons roll on, because she was brave. She offered herself up as a potential sacrifice. She went through it, Max. I can see why that is strength. And she also didn't succumb to 11's jealousy either. So she carried on just being herself. The Hermit. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I love that, because of course the Hermit is about going internally, like looking inside yourself, and this is 11. Is this her depicted like in like that trance state that she goes into, where she envisages herself in water, or standing in water, like going into herself to find the answers? That is just perfect for that. The Wheel of Fortune as the waffle with all the kids on. And certainly don't we watch the fates roll round for them all. So it doesn't matter who you are, what character you're playing, whether you're a main character or not in a story, the wheel still turns for us all. So I love that. And the waffle kind of fits in with the 70s vibe. Nancy Wheeler as Justice is just perfect. So seeking out the facts. Of course, she's the journalist. Nancy is like a dog with a bone, isn't she? She won't let go of anything when she wants to find the answer, like getting to the bottom of things, finding truth, wielding those scales, but with her pen and paper and her note taking. Brilliant choice for Justice. Another brilliant choice with the Upside Down, suspended in the Upside Down. It was Will who found himself there, like somewhere different, with a new perspective and new views around him. Like his world literally turned upside down. So that's brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. Oh my gosh, the swimming pool scene, guys. So this was Nancy's friend. Is it Barbara? Barb? Yeah, so this was Nancy's friend who came to a very untimely and horrible death. Temperance, Mike as Temperance. That's really interesting. Why would they put Mike as Temperance? I suppose his character he is quite quiet and he thinks things through. There is a balance to Mike, isn't there? He doesn't jump quite as quickly. He does think things through. Yeah, I suppose it's the balance of Mike that would make him a good Temperance. Ooh, this looks like in the lab. Are these all the scientists? Yeah, these are the scientists that held 11 in the lab. Ooh, the devil. I can see that working. Of course, the tower. The Demogorgon has to come in there somewhere, like just a ending and a complete turning upside down of everything, destruction of everything for the tower. Demogorgon's perfect for that. Ooh, Lucas as the star with fireworks instead of stars. Now, did Lucas come up with the idea of throwing fireworks at the Demogorgon? I think he did. So there is an element of hope in doing that, which I love for the star. Right, the moon card. Who are these? Oh, was this season 2? Was this the gang that 11 joined when she was trying to find her mum? I think this was the gang, wasn't it? So she was confused about her story, which tracks for the moon, and she went off. She left Hopper, she ran away, and she went to find her story. So that is the confusion of the moon. Oh my gosh, I could cry at that. Dustin as the sun card. I love that so much. So this is where he dances with a girl at the snowball. Oh my gosh, I love that. So this is before he meets Susie, the love of his life. That was such a lovely scene at the end of season 1. I love Dustin so much. He's such a great character. Okay, oh, Billy as Judgment. So for Judgment, it's like rebirth. And I suppose out of all the characters, it's Billy that had the biggest character arc, didn't he? He was bad boy, then evil boy, then good boy. He found his own calling at the end, and he saved everybody, he sacrificed himself. So it was like a rebirth. I love Billy actually as a Judgment. That works for me. Oh my gosh, and the world, the end of the cycle. This looks like 11 and Hopper. Look, it looks like Hopper's uniform. Is this when they were reunited? So they lost each other more than once, and they're back together. I love that. Oh my gosh, I love that. Okay, what have we got now? Ooh, we've got the Queen. Okay, I don't want to go backwards. Let's turn it round. So for suits, let's have a look. We've got spokes. Are those going to spokes? Are those swords for spokes? There's a heart there. Surely they're not saying spokes are cups, but there's a heart on there. The strands, that is probably... Oh, that's the light. So would that be wands? Scoops, would that be cups, perhaps? Dice, oh no. Dice as pentacles, perhaps? Oh, I don't know. Before I flick through, let's have a look in the book. The guidebook looks lovely. Look, it's got colouring. Right, the Minor Arcana explained. That's exactly what we want. Thank you very much. Oh, okay. So there's spokes. What are spokes? Spokes are cups. I thought I could see a heart on that wheel. Why would spokes be cups? Oh, that's going to throw me, because I think of spokes as long and pointy like swords. So dice are swords. What? Strands are fire and wands. So the strands and the scoops are pentacles. So the ice creams are pentacles. How on earth am I going to remember that? Okay, scoops, so they look like pebbles. Oh my gosh, that's good. That's the first thing that's made me pause. I'm a bit confused about that. What do you guys think? I would have put cups as scoops because it's that idea of going into a cup, strands as wands, dice as pentacles, and spokes as swords. Oh, I'm never going to remember this. Okay, spokes, cups. All right, now I can remember that. With my dad used to own a bike shop, so if this is the bike suit, then I'll just think of how much I love my dad, and that'll help me remember. Okay, so we have the Ace of Spokes. Oh my gosh, I'm forgetting it already. Why do people do this? I am forgetting it already. Okay, the Two of Spokes. Well, that's easy to see, isn't it? That would be the Two of Cups. So you've got a tandem bike there because there's two sets of pedals. So that's lovely for the Two of Spokes. Oh, and the Three. Actually, this is probably easy. Look, the Three of Spokes. That idea of coming together in friendship, their gang, wherever they go to, they cycle there and then they all throw their bikes down next to each other. Beautiful rendition of the Three of Cups, or the Three of Spokes. Okay, the Four of Spokes, or the Four of Cups. I'm not getting quite so ready a hit with that. So I don't know why, but I'm not. The Five of Spokes, or the Five of Cups. Yeah, you've got the tyres going down there, bringing in that element of sadness. So you've got that. Oh my gosh, we've got the Six of Spokes, or the Six of Cups. This is Alexei, wasn't it? The Russian guy who was brilliant as well, the scientist that wanted to escape, and they took him to the fair. What a shame what happened to him, but for a moment he was lost in nostalgia, being like a big kid at the fair. Oh, which is lovely for the Six of Spokes. Right, the Seven of Spokes. That is the first image that we've got that looks... It looks like sort of a cloud formation of a wheel. Is it the sky? So imagining things in the sky, shapes in the sky, all your possibilities. So I suppose that brings in the element of like dreaming and imagination that the Seven of Cups can hold. Okay, the Eight of Cups. I love that. Look, the bike is chained up and we're walking away. That idea of walking away. Look, the leaves are falling. It's time to walk away. And the Nine of Cups, look where we're walking to, a brand new sparkly bike for the Nine of Cups. And the Ten of Cups, you've just made the jump. Everything is good in the world. Love that for the 10. Okay, who have we got? So we've got Page, Knight, Queen and King. So the Page of Cups is Jonathan Byers. I can see that for the Page of Cups because, of course, it's the creative daydreamer, and it was it Jonathan? He was the photographer, wasn't he? Was he the photographer? I think he was. Yes, he was the photographer, the dreamer, creative, loving, willing to let Nancy go if that's what she needed. Yeah, I can see him as the Page. Oh, the Knight. Steve as the Knight of Cups, or the Knight of Spokes. Yeah, the dashing lover boy. I can see that. Oh, we've got the King next. The King. Will Byers as the King. Oh, I wish they'd have had somebody slightly older for the King, but I can see how Will is the one character that still wanted to carry on playing the games, making up the ideas for the quests. He wanted to keep the play huts going. He was like wanting to still write stories. He was the imaginative dreamer of the whole gang. So possibly I can see aspects of the King of Cups in him. And the Queen of Cups, 11 as the Queen. of Cups. Well, I suppose because it's water element, it's about like psychic abilities. So of course, yeah, the Queen of Cups, psychic abilities, it had to be 11 for the Queen. And then we've got the Wands suit. So we've got the Ace of Wands with one light coming on. And then the 2 with 2 lights coming on. Love that. So you've got like a red light, then a green light. Get your plans together, we're about to go. So of course the lights in the show were to do with communication, I suppose. So in a way it could also work for the sword suit, because it was that they were about communicating with the Upside Down, but it also was a passion project of Joyce. So like following your passion and your creativity, and like seeing a creative project through. This was Joyce's doing, as with like the maps and the tunnels. There were some creative projects that if you lean fully into them, you can formulate a plan. So yeah, the lights actually do work. We've got the 4 of Wands, or the 4 strands. So that idea of keep the porch light on that I see there, and around the front door so you can find your way home. The 5 of Wands, so all the lights coming together, and then like one big light in the middle, like the victory light. Oh my gosh, so got Erica for the 6 of Strands. I love this. It was Erica, wasn't it? Have I got the name right? It was one of the characters' younger sisters that joined in one of the later series. I'm not sure about her name, but she was brilliant, vibrant and fabulous, brave, courageous. This is her crawling through the tunnels at the Mall and being so successful. So she works brilliantly for me for the 6. Okay, standing in defiance. So you've got this a stand there made for the 7. I can see how that could work. The 8 of Wands, so our movement card. I suppose when all the lights started flashing and moving and they all lit up, it was movement towards a goal for Joyce, wasn't it? The 9 of Wands, that's standing in defiance. And the 10 of Wands, look, this is Joyce's passion project. She was burdened with it though. Boy, was she burdened working out that alphabet. So brilliant. Passion project, but a burden as well. Brilliant for the 10. Oh my gosh, we have Susie for the page. Dustin and Susie is one of my all-time favourite love stories. And when they sang that song, it was so wonderful. So yeah, passion, dreaming. Susie's brilliant for that. We've got the Knight of Wands. Oh my gosh, I can't remember what he's called. Is this is Bob again, isn't it? This is the drawing that they did of Bob. The King of Bob is the King of Wands. See, I think that the King of Wands is more dynamic than Bob. He's more King of Pentacles for me. So, not sure about that one. Queen of Wands. Nancy is the Queen of Wands. Yeah, go-getting, charismatic, gets straight in there, fearless. Yeah, I can see Nancy as the Queen of Wands. Okay, ice creams now. So we've gone from bike wheels to lights. Now we're up to ice cream. So the scoops were, what were the scoops? They were pentacles. So yeah, think of them as pebbles. So the Ace of Scoops. So I like the fact that they've got sprinkles on. The 2 of Scoops, or the 2 of Pentacles, we see that idea of balance coming in there. I like that. The 3 of Pentacles, look at that for collaboration. That's a great card for collaboration. The 4 of Scoops, or the 4 of Pentacles, that idea of trying to keep everything safe. There's a fear element to the 4 of Pentacles, like pulling everything in close. And putting a lid on it as well, just to keep it extra safe. So that works for me for the 4. Oh, the 5, that's brilliant actually, because if you think about the Rider-Waite depiction of the 5 of Pentacles, you've got the 2 figures walking past the bright window, and you've got the brightness of all the ice cream, and then the 2 wafers falling off. You've also got the drip that looks like a tear. So that idea of being left out, like those wafers are going to end up on the floor, they're not going to be eaten, and there is somewhere that has all the answers and you're left out of it. There's a loss in that, and I do love that card for that. Yeah, love that. Right, the Six of Pentacles. So this is like the gift card where you try and equal the score, and I suppose these are two equal ice creams, so I love that. The Seven of Scoops, or the Seven of Pentacles. So I'm not quite sure how I would read the message there. I mean, the Seven of Pentacles is about patience. I suppose if you were eating that, you would have to slow down, otherwise you're going to have all the ice cream on the floor because it's so highly stacked. The most highly stacked ice cream there. So slow down, otherwise you're going to wreck it. Be patient with it. The Eight of Pentacles, so that idea of practicing. So scooping out the same ice cream over and over and over again. And look, you've got another ice cream in the foreground here, so you're practicing. You're practicing, and you've got mastery over the skill. The Nine of Pentacles on the Nine of Scoops. So loads of, everybody's got an ice cream there. In fact, they've got two ice creams each. There's like a abundance, there's wealth. It's that idea of like you've got what you need. And the Ten of Scoops, or the Ten of Pentacles. I think that's unusual, that the way that one's been depicted. Okay, I'll have to think on that one. Okay, we've got Erica again for the Page of Scoops, or the Page of Pentacles. I can see that actually, because she had to crawl. In the Six of Wands, we saw her crawling. She had to crawl through all the tunnels, and she was very pragmatic, one step at a time. Just do the next step, do the next step. Not daunted at all. She just kept going. It didn't matter how overwhelming the whole picture was, she could break it down. And I think that is just the perfect sort of character analysis for the Page of Pentacles. So that really works for me. But she also brings like the youth and the vibrancy and the optimism that we need for Page as well. Okay, the Knight of Scoops, or the Knight of Pentacles. Oh my gosh, so we've got Robin for the Knight, and she's trustworthy, she's loyal, she's the best friend you could possibly hope for. Absolutely brilliant, absolute maths whiz. She breaks all the codes, speaks languages. Again, very pragmatic, one step at a time. She's got a mathematical mind, so she works for me for the Knight as well. Okay, the King of Scoops, or the King of Pentacles. We've got Steve. So Steve was out earning money, so that's very fitting for the King of Pentacles. He was working at the ice cream parlour, trying to get his own independence around him, his own money. Reliable as well, of course. Best friends with Robin, and yeah, so I think him as the king could work as well. Oh my gosh, the mom. That's thrown me. Karen Wheeler as the Queen of Pentacles, because she's very, very flirty, very vivacious. Queen of Wands energy, surely, not Queen of Pentacles. But then I suppose when you think about it, she was chasing after Billy, the lifeguard. But when push came to shove and he followed after and said okay, she backed right down and ran back to her family woman at heart. So in the end she did become the Queen of Pentacles, but that took me a while to get to that one. Okay, and finally, what have we got now? We've got dice. So what are dice again? Dice are swords, aren't they? Dice are swords. I'm not sure about dice as swords. So the two of swords. I can't remember who these characters are. I'm not sure about that one. Okay, the three of swords with a tomb. I can see that working for the tragedy of the three of swords. Dice just doesn't feel right for me for the swords. And look, they're on kind of this rock. This feels so pentacles and not swords to me. So we've got the four of dice or the four of swords, a tent. I can see that as like needing to rest. The five of swords, you've got all the weapons there that we would normally see in the sort of battle of the five of swords. This suit feels more pippish to me. Okay, the six of swords, which is normally my journeying card. So we do have the path there. We have red flags everywhere and warnings of monsters in the woods. So we've got sort of a dodgy path, which is like the wavy ocean, possibly leading to the promise of a calmer path. So that can work for me for the six. The seven of swords or the seven of dice. So that idea for like needing to take a stand, pick your weapon. The eight of swords. So you've got that idea of there's anxiety coming in, you know, he's facing down an army, but could he just turn around and walk away? Like he could. It would be easy to get out of that. So that works for me for the eight. So we've got some creatures coming in now for the nine. So a nightmare card of the nine. Definitely a demogorgon coming up through the ground works for the nine. And then one about to lurch over you for the 10. It's game over if you're facing down one of those. So that works for me as well. Okay, the page of dice or the page of swords. So I like again the fact that Will is the page here because he is somebody that thinks a lot. He brings lots of thoughts in. He's the one that thinks up the Dungeons and Dragons games. He's like the dreamer, the imaginative, the thinker. So that works for me for the page. The knight. So this is that gang again, isn't it? So these were definitely like straight in there, Knight of Swords energy. Like no thinking, just race into battle. So yeah, I can see that for the knight. The king. Oh my gosh, I can't remember this character. Who is this character? Gonna have to think about that one. And the Queen of Swords. I'm not sure who that is either. Who is that? Who is that? I am not sure about the Queen of Swords either, or the Queen of Dice. But guys, that is it. My goodness me. That is my number one for things I'm loving right now. The Stranger Things. And first impressions of this deck. My goodness me, I am going to enjoy that. Okay, biggest surprise. It's not as pippish as I thought it was, and I am absolutely and utterly thrilled about it. I am so excited about this deck, guys. I was excited about the show, super excited about the deck. Okay, now I've got 4 more things to do. These are going to be really quick things because I am running out of time. So the second thing is behind the tarot deck. You can see I have brought up a chandelier, the bottle chandelier for my desk, and I am loving it. So I bought this years ago at a car boot sale for £5. It's got a missing broken bottle in the middle, but that's fine. I quite like the fact it's got 3 each side, and I can put different things in the middle as and when. but I just really wanted to put it on my desk. It's been downstairs on a shelf, it never gets lit. On my desk I thought it might, so I'm going to have that as thing number 2. I'm loving the lights on my desk. So look, we've got number 1, Strange Things, the show. Number 2, the lights. So actually, while I'm talking about chandeliers and things on desks, why don't I show you this other desk, which sits alongside the desk you've just seen. So things on desks, that's what number 2 is going to be. You've seen the chandelier. I am loving my stag holders. You can see I've got a week ahead spread here with the Universal Folk Tarot. Some of my key oracle pulls for the week and my main cards for this spread are being held by these stags. These are actually Christmas table place card holders. So at Christmas time, when they're selling things, when the shops are selling things for like setting up a Christmas table, keep your eyes open for placeholders. They're often absolutely amazing for tarot cards. So these I got when they went in the sale. I think I paid about £2 each. I wish I'd have bought another 2. And then it's like having a whole herd of deer on the table. So I'm loving that. I'm loving this photo frame as well. This I found in the charity shop for £1. I'm loving that. What else have I got on this desk that I love? This is a beautiful candle holder which I got for 50p. I love my little doggy pen holder. So kitsch and sort of 60s. That was again a charity shop find. I've also got swan placeholders which I'm loving. I've got my moon dolls here which I am absolutely loving. There's another little moon doll tucked down the back there. All of these things on the desk I love. Isn't it wonderful when you can find things, use things that you adore? Let me show you this cup. So this cup I painted myself. I'm using it as a pen holder. Look at that gorgeous bookmark. Isn't that beautiful? There's a funny story behind this. So I was dating somebody at the time and they came with their kids to stay with me and my kids at my caravan, and I just quickly realised I was done. I was completely done. Like another adult around you should feel like support, but I felt like I'd got like another 4 delinquent kids to contend with. Well, not another 4 because my kids aren't delinquent, but you get what I mean. It was just an absolute nightmare, and the burden it felt on me. And then they were supposed to just be there for like a day, and they decided they wanted to stay for a week, and they just invited themselves. And after a couple of days I lost it and just told them all they'd got to go. My kids were so relieved. And the day they went, I took my kids to by a beach, a wonderful little art hut that was doing ceramic painting, and I painted this owl mug with the words "fly free" on the back. You can tell the mindset I was in. And now that holds pens, and it reminds me to never get stuck in a situation where I have yet more responsibility heaped on me by another adult. So yeah, it was an absolute nightmare, to the point that he was even asking me to do jobs for his ex-wife who he didn't even like. So yeah, fly free, fly free. So that cup actually is like a lesson in putting myself up the priority list, which my tarot practice taught me. So I'm really proud of myself for that. And yeah, never again am I taking on somebody else's life burdens, their ex-wife burdens, their children's burdens on top of me with no support. So there we go. Oh my gosh, I'm still yapping. I'm supposed to be going quick. Okay, so lovely things on the desk that remind me of lovely, positive, wonderful things and moving forward and personal growth is number 2. Okay, for things I'm loving, number 3, we make it into my little tiny little dinky doll room. Not only am I loving the doll room, but I want to show you for number 3 the lights that I bought for these doll shelves, because I added extra shelves into my doll room and they were quite dark, so I bought like a set of lights, and oh my gosh, I am loving it so much. If I sit down here on my rather creaky chair, you can see the view that I've got from the chair, and all of these dark little corners are all lit up now, and these shelves are lit up. I love it so much. So lights in my doll room, number 3. Number 4 are the decks I'm using in my doll room. So I've recently brought in the Beautiful Creatures Tarot, and oh my gosh, it is working so nicely in here. So you can see I've got a spread out on the table as we speak, but it is the most perfect deck for a doll room. I mean, look at these cards. Isn't it just glorious to be using in a doll room? So this is the artwork of Jasmine Beckett Griffith, of course. I think this is the old version of the Beautiful Creatures. I think the newer version has like the purple gilt edges. This one doesn't. And I think this one has bigger borders as well, which is just totally my thing. But it is the most glorious deck to use in here, surrounded by all my dolls that tell the story of my life, and talking about putting myself higher up the priority list. This truly, this doll room truly is the epitome of it. It's a result of the work, to be honest. It's the result of listening to my own voice for what I want and need for my life, rather than seeking permission externally. That's the work that I've done, to be honest, over the last 10 years, and the consequences of the doll room. So it's really important to me, this. I've always been obsessed with doll collecting. I started buying dolls when I was really in my early 20s. I then met and moved in with a guy who would buy me dolls, but then would make me put those dolls into boxes in the garden shed. Go figure, so I never saw them. So that was like kind of a mind scramble. That doll collection, the shed got broken into twice in 10 years, and my doll collection got left spread over a garden. So the fact any dolls survived, I can't believe it. When I left that guy, I then met my would-be husband, who relegated them all to a hot loft, never to be seen again. In fact, it was only Tarot Tube that reminded me that I even had dolls. I think everything in my mind that I loved over time shut down. And I blanked it out of my mind with so many things. And it was Meg at Rose Honey Ritual who did the video Tarot and Dolls, and it reminded me, and a whole part of myself flooded back in, because trauma makes you forget. And I raced up to the loft and found them all. So there is a video on my channel of that moment, and it just grew from there. The permission to, yes, buy a doll, you are allowed. It's the same as with tarot decks. Yes, you are allowed. So when I sit in here and surrounded by my dolls and I pull these cards, I am reminded every time of how far I've come, and it's just wonderful. Like I've got my Equestria girls, I've got Rainbow and Shadow High. There's my Shadow High dolls up there. These are all my vintage Barbies here, and up here on the shelf up here, that were all relegated to the garden shed. Look at them now, they're even lit up with lights. So I've got new collections over here of Monster High, and then the mermaid shelf up here. And it's just wonderful to come in here and pull cards. The other deck, oh, let me show you these Boxy Girls I also found in charity shops recently. Those have been some of my favourite dolls of late. The other deck that I use in the doll room is this gorgeous Rainbow Moon Tarot. So Beautiful Creatures Tarot is a new addition in here. This is normally the deck that I use when I'm in here. So this one, I mean, this has got the shiny silver gilt edges. I don't know if you can see that. But it was the colours of this one, and it just feels joyous to work with, and all of these like brightly coloured characters. It feels very much like a deck that can be worked with in a doll room. I mean, look at these characters and look at the colours. So on my doll channel, which is called Tiny Soul Whispers, I do tarot readings, guys, especially normally in December I do a tarot reading a day. But when I'm in the doll room and I use tarot, I also listen to any whispers of the dolls. That's why the channel's called Tiny Soul Whispers, because I will come into the room to do a tarot reading. I'll sit quietly and I'll see which doll wants to come out. Normally I feel pulled or drawn to a certain doll, and I will put the doll out on the desk first and do the tarot reading accompanied with any whispers I get from the doll, and I love doing that so much. So that's why tarot in the doll room is important to me. So I took my dolls off the tarot channel just because I do love talking and talking and talking about dolls, and I know that it's a very different thing, and because I wanted to say so much about the dolls, I knew they would need a different channel. But there is still tarot on there, so if you're interested, it's always linked. I think I'm in the channels tag. It's always linked anyway. So yeah, things I'm loving, my 2 tarot decks that I have in the doll room as well. And finally, for position number 5, I am going to say badges. What am I loving at the minute? Badges. Now this all started this year when I bought for Poppy, her birthday in May, some badges from the record shop. There were some hysterical badges. Out of them she gifted me back Stay Weird, because she said that was much more fitting for me than her. So I got Stay Weird. I found this badge as well, which I thought was fabulous. I also got gifted a badge from, oh my gosh, that same ex-boyfriend that I spoke about that turned up at the caravan and then wouldn't leave. And I've always laughed at it. Bloody Difficult Woman was the badge he brought me. Just, if anybody ever gets told that they're difficult or impossible to love, just check in with yourself before you accept it as a message. Because for Bloody Difficult Woman read, I had some very small boundaries that this person wanted to trample while treating me very badly. So if that makes me difficult, then literally this is my badge of honour for finally having learnt to stand up for my own goddamn boundaries. So please don't any of you accept criticism as criticism. This was a celebration of how far I'd come, this badge, and I love it for that. It wasn't intended as a celebration, it was intended as an absolute diss, but yeah, it was received as a marker for how darn well I'd come and how far I'd come. So why am I putting it on this doll? So I bought this doll recently in a charity shop. I washed her and she's gone a bit brown. There's something about washing old rag dolls, you can really destroy them quick. So I am going to make her some stockings to cover up where now she's got stained legs. But when I saw her in the charity shop, she just screamed out, badges, I want to be your badge doll. So I bought a few more badges. I recently took the kids and all their friends to a escape room in Worcester, and it's right by the marina, and I was looking at the boats while they were busy escaping goodness knows what. And in the marina shop they had got a load of badges at the desk, and I thought, yay, so mutineer, galley slave, pirate, gatecrasher and mischief. I love that. Stay weird, and then this little boy one. So I'm going to put those on this doll and have her as my badge doll, so she's going to be the holder of the badges. So there she is. Oh my gosh, I love her so far. There's got to be some sort of divination practice that I can come up with for this. My mind's like spinning, so hold this space for that to come. But yeah, she's my badge doll, and I just think she's wonderful. Once I've made long lacy tights for her as well, I can put more badges down her legs. So badges is number 5 that I'm loving. So that's it, guys, for the 5 things that I'm really loving at the moment, along with first impressions of the Stranger Things tarot deck. I know this video is going to be long. If you're still here at the end, thank you so much. My bonus one for the things I'm loving at the minute is you guys. You guys are so supportive in what I'm going through, time of change at the minute. I've spoken about it on the channel. I've had the most wonderful messages. I've had phone calls, I've had check-ins, and it is so appreciated. So you are my bonus things I'm loving. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate and love all of that. So guys, thank you. You are the best. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.